Going live. Hey, we are live. Okay, so we're in Ohio Jobs and Family Service office, and this is Christine Herra, right?
Yes.
Okay, I get Christine and Christina confused. And we're going to be talking about Medicaid, the medical coverage, and I had some personal questions I wanted to ask her. So this is why I'm doing this. You can also catch this later on YouTube because I will be uploading this to YouTube. So I talked to you when I saw you a month ago, and I explained to you my ex-husband passed away.
Okay.
Okay, when he passed away, we lost our private insurance.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm used to dealing with private insurance and Medicaid.
Correct.
As my secondary. Okay.
Yep.
So I never had to call a doctor's office and say, hey, do you take Medicaid? I never had to worry about any of that stuff. So now that we're into this transition, so some of my questions are, is there a book that lists providers? Because I used to get from my Anthem Blue Cross, I would have a book of providers. Is there some kind of printout that we can get that would list Medicaid providers?
Everything is online now, so you would have to go to your managed care program. They should have sent you online information where to go to get their list of providers.
Okay, I have straight Medicaid, so I don't have a
straight
managed
Medicaid.
care.
So you have Ohio. So you would. I can look into that for you and see if I can find something
And get back to me with
and
that?
get back to you with
Okay,
it.
and then I can post that on a post later then?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we have straight Medicaid.
So he's probably on my Ohio. He's got Medicare and Medicaid. Is that correct?
Not yet.
Not yet.
He won't get Medicare until next May.
Okay.
You have to be an SSDI for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you get that.
Okay. Yeah, I can look into it and see what I can find for you. If there is a printout or something that we can get you for who accepts straight Medicaid, but it changes so frequently. Most of those are online, so your best bet is probably going to be to call
the offices every time.
Just call the offices that you want to use and see if they're going to accept it, or you can call the Medicaid hotline.
Okay,
and see.
Do you know that number?
I do.
I know this is kind of a spur of the moment interview, just to let my viewers know. She had no idea what I was coming in to talk about. I just kind of wanted to pick her brain. So she is looking up the number for me. And by the way, these rules are all across the state. They are not just Portage County rules.
I can't remember where I put that. It's so seldom that we give that phone number out anymore.
Well, like I said, I'm coming from private, where I never had to worry about any of this stuff. So while you're looking at it, I'll ask another question. So say you have a doctor that does not take Medicaid at all, a specialist. Is there any way to get Medicaid to pick up any of that?
So the phone number, let me go backtrack a little bit here. The phone number for the Ohio Department of Medicaid is 1-800-324-8680.
Okay.
If you pay for a Medicaid service out of pocket that is not, like, let's say you are going to a provider that's not covered by Medicaid, you can call that Medicaid hotline and you can get the paperwork to submit for reimbursement.
Okay, for a doctor that's not a Medicaid provider.
Yes, but you need to, I don't think that it's going to be the amount that you paid for that doctor. They're not going to reimburse.
Get some of it back.
Possibly, but it's case by case.
Like my son goes to a neuro-optometrist because he has a brain injury. And he has to get specialized glasses, and he has to get this and that. Now, the glasses I technically could have Medicaid make, okay? But you can't get off the bells and whistles, and that's another question. So I could get that bill, call the hotline, and ask if I can submit it, and then submit it, and maybe get a partial reimbursement. Possibly.
Yeah.
They can always say no, but they can always say yes. So it's 50-50 shot. So you may as well try it.
Worst they can do is tell you no.
Exactly.
So,
and if you don't ask, you can't even get a no.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know because I have a doctor's bill that to do. Okay, like I said, he goes to a specialist. I'm not going to have anybody look at my son's eyes.
Yep.
Okay, so glasses. When you go and buy your Medicaid glasses, you got a certain number of frames you're allowed to pick from.
Yes.
Certain number of glasses. And you cannot upgrade. Like, I can't get transitions for my son. I can't get no line for my son. Okay, and I want those bells and whistles, and I'm willing to pay for them out of pocket. And they tell me, no, you're not allowed to. You either take what we give you or you don't take them at all. Why is that?
That is just a state rule to try. I'm not sure. My best guess would be to try and keep costs down, but
And see, that would still keep the cost down if I'm willing to pay the difference.
That would be a question more for the Medicaid hotline.
Okay.
For them. Yeah.
I just wondered because I like the transitions classes. I like the no line. And my son has to have prisms. He also has to have special plastic because his glasses are so stinking thick. They would keep falling off. They're so heavy.
Oh, wow.
So, and in fact, tomorrow I will be doing another Facebook Live with Paul Connor from Ellet area, which is outside of Akron. And he makes my son's glasses for me. He makes them at a discount price.
Oh.
And so if you're, I'll
get
give you his name. He's fantastic. He repairs all the eyeglass machines for the local eye doctors, and he makes the glasses for all the local guys too.
Okay.
So my specialist, when I went in, I gave her his name. I said, sorry, I'm not buying my glasses from you because, they make money off glasses, selling glasses too.
Yeah.
I'm taking him to Paul. She was like, oh, I know Paul. He makes our glasses. So you're stepping by that middleman.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of people with durable medical equipment questions. When it comes to pull-ups and diapers, certain ones work for certain child and certain ones don't. Okay. And I'm talking child as adult, child, whatever age.
Right.
And they have a specific brand they want or they need or they like. How can they go about getting that specific brand?
They can try and get it by getting a specific note from their doctor saying that is specifically what they need. But Medicaid still has
the right to say no.
Because they have to go through their providers that they're contracted with. So if that specific product isn't available, then they wouldn't be able to get it for you.
But they can try.
They can try.
By getting okay, so this is what I had to do. My son came home from the nursing home with a colostomy, okay? He kept pulling it off every 3 hours, would not leave it on, okay? And we finally discovered he was allergic to the colostomy ring. And when I had mentioned it to the nursing home, they told me it wasn't cost effective to try a different brand. But when he came home, I was able to try other brands. But to be able to get it covered, I had to write down what brands we tried. I gave it to my doctor. He wrote a letter to my insurance. And again, I had private and Medicaid at the time.
Right.
And we were able to get extra bags every month. So I get double what you normally would get because of him pulling him off with his brain injury.
Yep.
But also I was able to get the type that was able, he had the worst. It was bad. Like a big yeast infection across his belly. But that's how we had to handle it. So pretty much the same thing with the pull-ups.
And again, I would call the Medicaid hotline and talk to them for sure because these are my best guesses.
Okay.
Just based on experience over the years and what I've seen with our other waiver clients and just working in this field for so long. That's my best guess. But to get definitive answers on exactly why or what the steps they need to take, you need to call the Medicaid hotline and ask them.
Okay. Okay, another question. Shoes. Medicaid does cover diabetic shoes. Somebody asked me if they cover other medically necessary shoes. And I don't know what the other medically necessary shoes would be. That was just a random question.
Again, that would be a good question for the Medicaid hotline.
I'm sorry, I'm putting you.
Yeah, it's because they do they're the ones that deal with the billing and all of those rules and regulations based on what we'll cover and what we're not. We mostly just do the eligibility piece of it here.
Okay.
And we do get a lot of these questions, and sometimes we do see state hearings that come through for services that were denied for Medicaid billing.
Okay. Or
especially something like specific equipment or specific shoes possibly. Something like that, we would see a state hearing come through for here. And in those kind of state hearings, we just facilitate them. We just coordinate the phone calls and all that good stuff.
And now I did a state hearing here once. I appealed something here once. And it was actually on the phone. I came here. I was all dressed up nice because I thought it was in person.
Yeah. No, everything's over the phone.
Yeah, and you guys came out, here's the phone.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We facilitate the phone calls.
Yeah, and I had this is years ago when my son was first injured. I had no clue what I was getting myself into.
Yeah,
and it's like I took time. I dressed up. I brought pictures even, and I'm sitting there holding the pictures to the phone, thinking, "Dummy, they can't see it through the phone."
Yeah, but we can always scan those things and send them
right,
to them
and that's what she
afterwards.
did. She did scan them to the lady that I was speaking to, but I thought, I felt like an idiot.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, so that. Is there any way to get some kind of list of medical equipment that Medicaid covers?
The Medicaid hotline would be the place, and there's a website as well. You can go to the Ohio Medicaid website. Let me see if I can find that for you. It would be Medicaid.
Can you write it down and we'll hold it in front of the mirror, in front of the camera? That would probably be the easiest.
Yeah. Find something more legible.
I am surprised when I talk to people on Facebook and I talk to people and tell them, and they're talking about things like chucks, and I tell them, oh, you can get reusable chucks through your Medicaid. Oh, we can, and they've been using these, the paper ones for years, and they're nice. Okay, they serve their purpose, but those washable ones are wonderful, especially if you have just a child that. And I sometimes, if I know my son's going to have diarrhea, I will use the washable ones underneath the paper ones. So if there is a bad accident, if his colostomy bag falls off, crumple it up, throw it away, but that Kaufman has absorbed everything else and saves those mattresses, and and you can get them wonderful. They're like, you can either get them crib size, or the ones we got now are the size almost of his twin bed.
Yeah.
So they really cover the area, and they're wonderful. But a lot of people don't know. All you have to do is get a prescription, and you can get those covered. I think you get 10 a year.
Yeah. If you go to this website here, Medicaid.ohio.gov. You can go under families and individuals, and it will give you a list of all the services that are covered on there. And there's a search engine that you can go through, and it breaks it down in with little squares, little different categories that you can pull up and look at and see what kind of things that they're going to be able to cover on there for you.
Do you know if the rule? Okay, I don't know whether this was a rule or not. But when we brought my son home from the nursing home, Medicaid supplied the bed. Okay, the rule is the client has to be living in the house before Medicaid will do anything. So let me say that. We learned that the hard way. So once your client is living in your home, so you bring them home from the nursing home, they will supply a bed. They will help you remodel your bathroom. That's through your waiver now. That's I think it's $10,000 a year.
I believe so.
And it's renewable every year. And again, you have to have the prescription, you have to have the doctor note, you have to have a good reason why you are needing this. But with the bed, they told me after 6 months, it's technically rented, but after 6 months, if you're still using it, then you own it. That's still basically how it works. Okay, and they'll give you, I know, porta potties if you need a throne. Let's see, what else did we get? Possibly a bed tray if you're needing a bed tray for eating on, walkers, wheelchairs, canes, rollators, inserts for your shoes, AFOs and KNAFOs, knee, foot orthotics, whatever. All that kind of stuff can be covered by your Medicaid. Arm braces. We had a supination brace for my son that would work his arm up and down to get that turning done. And I know they can't see me, but I'm doing the motion. So there was a lot that they did provide. The wheelchair gets replaced every 5 years, whether you need it or not. They will come in and redo it every 5 years. And that's especially important when you have a child that is growing. I'm not so much with my son who is 34, I'm sorry. Oh, he'll kill me on that one. But let's see. Now, if you have a power wheelchair and you need a walker part-time, will they supply both?
Based on the doctor's recommendations.
Really?
And the doctor's
Because I had actually been told at one time you either choose the walker or you choose the wheelchair. And of course, the wheelchair is $5,000. A walker I can buy for $100.
Yeah.
You know, so I never gotten a walker, and my son does use the wheelchair.
Sorry. Come on in.
Hello. You're on Facebook Live, by the way.
No, you're not. It's pointing this way.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I had been told that by a therapist at one time because that was when my son started walking. We still need the wheelchair because he goes to the zoo. You know my son.
Yeah.
He can only do short distances.
Yeah.
And he likes to fall a lot. I don't want him falling at the zoo. So, I think that's pretty much it. Can you think of anything else? And you have a transportation program that is your baby.
It is. It's net transportation, non-emergency transportation is what that stands for. And what that is we cover anybody that's on Medicaid. We cover any Medicaid service. So if somebody's going for a Medicaid covered appointment in Portage County or any surrounding county, we go as far as we go to the closest provider that's providing a service. So, for example, we had a client some years ago that the closest specialized neurologist that they needed to see was in Columbus. So we took them to Columbus.
Wow. And back home, I'm assuming.
And back home, yep.
So, like, if my son has to go and have a special test done at the Cleveland Clinic,
yes,
instead of me going down and staying the night at a hotel, which cost me, I forget how much money, and doing their
we can set that up for you.
Yeah.
And we can take them. And we can take a caretaker also with them.
Okay.
So if you have an aide that you want to send, or if a parent wants to go, they can ride with them and not have to drive to Cleveland for that.
See, that's why I stayed the night before the hotel. I was not going to navigate Cleveland at 8 o'clock in the morning for an X-ray.
Nope. We have people that do that for you. So I have 2 full-time and a part-time driver here that helps with that. We also work with our Ohio Means Jobs Department to take people to employment as well. But then we also have 3 different vendors that we work with as well. We work with Emerald, Scenic View, and Parta. Parta, of course, only does in-county rides, but Scenic View and Emerald will take you out of county wherever you need to go.
Okay, somebody, I think, put a question here. It says, invert your shoes. What sort of... Sorry, Jenny, I'm trying to read your question. I'm going to take the phone off so I can read the questions. They do not have Wi-Fi here, so I couldn't hook the computer up and do this at the same time. So, hey, let's see. She agrees with washable pads, 100% better to use, just wash and use them. Okay. Hey, Patty. She's from Cleveland. I know her. Janet is from Columbus. She's watching. I guess no questions, actually, online. If you guys have any questions, do them now, because I'm almost ending this. So
just a little bit more on the transportation piece of it. Net transportation is offered in every county in the state of Ohio.
All 88 counties have it.
Yes.
Okay.
And our plans are a little bit different. So here in Portage, one of the best benefits, I think, as well, is, especially right now with gas prices, if you can drive yourself to the doctor, or you can drive your son to the doctor yourself, like he's going somewhere here in Portage, you can still call that in and we will get you a gas card. You just need to let us know that you need a gas card for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is. And it's really nice, especially if you have like repeated appointments, like if you have to go every day to Akron for physical therapy, and you're looking at a couple full tanks of gas by the end of the week. So it's something.
But it's only for Medicaid appointments.
Only Medicaid covered appointments. And it doesn't matter if it's a vaccine, physical therapy, going to get blood drawn, as long as Medicaid is paying
physical,
for whatever service, then we can take them for that ride.
Okay, so you won't take my son to the Playhouse Square?
No, you have to use your waiver dollars for that, but
okay.
Yeah. And it is, I know that it's hard. I think we were talking earlier about, they can use Uber and Lyft with their waiver programs, but in our rural
counties... The problem is, I believe there's a $12 limit to what they'll pay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I read that somewhere. I could be wrong, but when I read $12, Uber, Lyft, and Lyft are not going to take you anywhere for $12.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
But
exactly.
you can reach out to the Board of DD too, and because they have transportation services, I think, for some of their programs.
Through their family support services, their FSS money. That's usually for non-waiver holding people.
Okay.
So if you have a waiver, you usually can't use their FSS money unless
Yeah.
there's always an exception.
Yeah.
There's an exception to every rule. So
Yep.
I think that's it.
I think so too.
So thank you for meeting with me. Like I said, this is kind of more for me that used to have private and now I have straight Medicaid. So I was like, what do I do now? Did I ask you, and you might have asked me, do I have to get prior authorization to see a specialist with Medicaid?
It depends. It depends. And they should let you know that. So once you're getting referred to that specialist,
Okay.
when they get that referral and they call you for your insurance information, they should know if they need to get prior
So the
authorization.
like I want to get my son into a neurologist. So if I call the neurologist and I say, well, he has Medicaid, they would automatically say, hey, you need prior authorization from your general practitioner, and then that would signify me to call the general practitioner and say, hey, write me up a referral.
Yeah.
And that's how that would work.
And honestly, I think the best rule of thumb, I know my doctor personally, she always just writes out a referral in case we need it. It's easier to just do it then. So if you're getting referred somewhere, just ask them to write a referral. That way you're covered either way.
Okay. And that's
And
kind
it saves time.
of, that's kind of on my agenda right now with my son. So that's why I was asking some of these questions. So,
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you. I am going to
All right.
end this thing somehow.
I'm sorry I wasn't more help with
You know
all
what?
the
Do you have your
Medicaid
business
covered
card? Could you
questions.
hang?
I do.
Yeah, post your business card right up here because I know your email was on it. Is it not?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Oh crap! You know what? It flipped around to me, so I'm hoping that shows there. So okay, I don't like being on Facebook. Flip the camera. Okay, I'm gonna redo this just in case you guys missed it. Okay, there we go.